What's up? It's Tisha. We back with another episode of Listed Diaries. This is episode 5. We're gonna do something a little different today. I'm implementing a new segment called Moral of the Story, where I give y'all a story time of few dramatic moments in my life. So today is the first episode like that. So it is Moral of the Story Volume 1. Okay. We'll get more deeper into the details of that. But first, let's get into our positive words. Due to the nature of this video, the positive words is going to basically center around traveling. Don't be afraid to travel, and don't be afraid to go on group trips. It's not that you can't go on group trips. It's more so you got to know who you're going with, okay? Because I don't want this story that I tell you later on in this episode to deter anybody from going on group trips, because that's definitely not what I'm trying to do, and that's definitely not what I'm trying to say. But I will say that you do want to be mindful of who you are traveling with, just so you don't have to endure like any unnecessary drama or stress, or it be something don't have to be, because when you go on vacation, it's supposed to be fun. We're not supposed to be arguing and it's this problem, that problem. So I'm gonna say travel, but make sure you travel with the right people, because traveling brings about experiences that you won't get just sitting in wherever you may reside, or just staying local. You do want to be able to get those cultural experiences. You're only going to do that if you travel, right? So I do want to encourage you to do that. It's just that if you're going to go in large groups, just be mindful who you're traveling with. Don't be so quick to jump a flight or jump a road trip with just anybody, because you need to know who these people, so we can avoid what I had to go through, what we had to go through in this story time, okay? So that's that. Also, we can't do lipstick diaries and I do no lipstick and lash details. But the difference is, not only do we have lipstick and lash details today, we also have a brand that I'm wearing that I want to showcase as well. But we're going to spin the block on a brand that I already showcased before. It is Her Cosmetics. Now, I told you before that I have brought the lashes, and I brought a lipstick and a eyeliner, lash glue pen, something like that. So, but with that purchase came this it's a pack of mini lip glosses. It's called the Party Pack. Okay. This is what it looks like. Ooh, look at all those pretty colors. Ain't that so pretty? That is so exotic and so pretty. But today I'm wearing this color right here, if you can see it. It's like I told you how I feel about my nudes, right? But there is a name to this lip gloss, but because it's the mini, she didn't include the names in here. It's just number 10 in here. But this is a part of the Party Pack. But I do believe all of these are sold separately in like regular size, standard size lip glosses, right? Okay, so that's that. That is the color I'm wearing today. I did add a little bit of clear lip gloss on top, because it's really glossy by itself. But I like to be like icy girl, like sweetie type. Okay, ice. Hello. So the lashes also comes from her Dream Cosmetics. These are sassy. Girl, like I told you before, these bring drama. This is if you trying to be chill and be calm and be collective, this ain't it for you, okay? This ain't the lash for you. These for the people who could bring in all the smoke, okay? This lash is for the females that's coming bad shit, okay? I do like these lashes because they're not too heavy. I can move my eyes around without it being like, so they're really lightweight. They have a pretty thick band, so they stay on really good. Like once you put the glue on, or however you put your lashes on, they stay on really good. So that's Her Cosmetics, the Lash Sassy, and then I also have the Party Pack of her dreamed out lip glosses, and it's a nude. I don't know the name of it, but it's number 10 in this pack. Okay, all right, cool. So now that we got that out the way, also my outfit. It's a tracksuit. It's starting to be fall, y'all. Starting to get a little cold outside, so we trying to be a little more comfortable. This is from the Fresher brand. Okay, I'm just about to stand up a little bit. You might be able to see it all the way. But it's it's a jacket. And it also has pants. I look so stupid. It has pants with a green stripe on it. I love this brand, right? This brand is so fly. It's called Fresher. It's the perfect name for it. Fresher brand always comes heavy. Like I said, everything is pretty much true to size. This is a size small, I want to say. So whatever size you wear, you could probably order your shoe size with them, because It does fit pretty true to size. It's very comfortable. I've worn this outfit, just to wear the outfit, running errands. Wore it to the airport. It's comfortable for whatever you want to do. I like my jogger and two-piece outfits. This is what I live for. Okay, and it's cute. Like, you can be real cute with it, or you can be just real chill. However you want to play it. It just goes either way. But she has a lot of different sets on there. There's a lot of different colors, a lot of different colorways. Yeah, check them out. That's thefresherbrand.com. I tagged the IG at the bottom of this little clip here, so you can know who you need to be contacting. Okay, Fresher Brand out of Detroit. We supporting all Black businesses. That's all we trying to do. Okay. All right, y'all ready for this story time? All right, so, like I said, this is a new segment I'm implementing called Moral of the Story. Okay, because to everything that happens to me, no matter what the story is, there's always a lesson to be learned in these stories. Okay, so, also, let's do some disclaimers before we jump into this story. Okay, this is not to discredit anybody. This is not to expose anybody. This is not to humiliate anybody. And with that being said, every name in this episode will be fake. Okay. I'm not going to put people's real names in this situation because it's not meant to be messy. It's meant just to pretty much tell you the story that happened to me and my friends and child. Okay, so I've already discussed it with said friends. They did give me permission to do this. Like I said, there will be fake names. However, I want to say this: if you have heard this story before, like personally from out of my mouth or out of one of my friends' mouths that was a part of this story, I'm just gonna ask that you please, whatever you do not comment. Don't share this video. Naming off real names and don't do that. We're not trying to do that, because if I catch you in, you do not want to then report you. Okay, so just keep that in mind. A lot of people don't know about this story, so I'm pretty sure that we won't have that issue. But just in case, I don't know how far this story done traveled, but just in case, just letting you know up front. Okay, like I said, they will have fake names. Okay, we will not be using people's real names. Let's say mine, and we're gonna go from there. Okay, so like I said, this is the first installment of the new segment I want to introduce called Moral of the Story. And this is Moral of the Story, Volume 1, Leave Broke Folks at Home. Okay? Leave Broke Folks at Home. That's the name of this story, okay? Okay, let me jump right into it. So, back in 2014, me and my homegirls decided we wanted to go on a girls trip, okay? And so we all collectively decided to go to Vegas. And we decided the best time to go to Vegas would actually have been Memorial Day weekend, because at the time everybody was still stuck on being in Miami for Memorial Day weekend. We was like, we really don't want to do that. I don't know if anyone's ever been to Miami during Memorial Day weekend, but I definitely wouldn't go in the age I am now. But at the time, we were just trying to do something different. I want to say we had all been to Vegas before individually, but as a group, we had never been, right? So, the people involved in this trip, we're gonna name them Leah, Camille, Sky, and Haley. Okay, so let's go over that again. It's Leah, Camille, Sky, and Haley, and then me, of course, right? Okay, so like I said, we decided we wanted to go to Vegas in 2014. We was in a group chat. We said, yeah, let's do it. So you know how that goes. We started booking flights. Now we're all coming from different areas, okay? We're not all coming from the same state. At this time, we all were like living in different states. I think only two of us, well, no, I was only one in Michigan. Everybody else was like spread out in different states. So we're flying in to Vegas, like separately. Take that back. Me and Leah, we actually flew in together because she flew back into Michigan for something before the Vegas trip. So we just flew out together. It made sense. But everybody else was coming from somewhere different. So cool. We set our flights. We booked them. We let each other know what times we were flying in and, when we could expect each other, right? Okay. So, the friend Haley, she was actually living out that way, like in the West Coast area. So she was like, well, I'm not going to take a flight I'm just gonna drive into Vegas. We said, all right, cool. That helps save you money, because I mean, when you live that close, you really don't have to fly into Vegas unless you just want to, but you don't have to do that, if you're cool with driving. So just that she wanted to do, we was all cool with that. So leading up into the trip, we all excited. Everybody talking about what outfits they gonna wear, how we getting our hair, what are we gonna do. We find out ahead of time that different people got parties going on out there. Like, it's Memorial Day weekend, so I'm talking about Nas was out there with a party, Diddy had a party, Chris Brown had a party, Snoop had a party, Chris Brown had a party. Everybody had a party somewhere out in Vegas during this Memorial Day. How lit it was, all right? So we already in our mind like, oh, we got to come right. We got to have our outfits together, our nails together, our hair together. Everything got to be top tier, right? So cool. But amidst all that, since we got our flight, we had to figure out where we wanted to stay. We didn't actually stay on the strip. We stayed kind of adjacent to the strip, so like maybe a block away from the strip. Only thing I remember about this hotel was that it was like right behind the Cromwell, which is where the infamous Dre's nightclub is located in, and we were by the Link Hotel. That's the only thing I can remember about this hotel. It wasn't far from the strip. You had to walk maybe a block or two, and then you'd be right on the strip. So it wasn't that big of a deal. So we stayed in this hotel. So the first thing was, well, how we gonna book it? So Leah says, you know what? I'll put it on my credit card, and then all you guys just send me the money. We said, all right, cool. We can do that. So she puts it on her credit card. Immediately, we all send her the cash, like, because we all kind of said in group chat, like, well, I'll be getting paid on this day. I can give you the money then, or I better have the money on this day. So she kind of knew around what times everybody would have their money, to pay her back for this hotel or whatever. The only person that didn't say anything was, hey, just never said nothing. Like, we just every other day somebody saying, hey, I just sent you that money. Hey, Leah, you should have that money by now. Stuff like that. So, I mean, I didn't think much about it because, I paid my half of my share of the hotel. So I really wasn't worried about nobody else, because why? Why would I be worried about it? So, maybe like a week before the trip, Leah sends out this group text like, hey, just want to let you know I got so-and-so's money. Basically, I got Teacher's money. I got Sky's money. I got Camille's money. Basically, Haley, where's your cash at? Pretty much. And then Haley didn't say anything. So I'm like, oh man, here we go. So that was like a week before the vacation. So maybe 2 days before we were about to fly out. Okay, we were 2 days away before we were about to fly into Las Vegas. Haley gets in the group text and says, hey, I don't think I'm going to go on the trip because I lost my debit cards. Some stuff. Something about she ain't had no payment cards. And yeah, it was just basically what she was trying to say was she didn't have no payment cards on her, so she just didn't know if she would go. It's like everybody in the group text is kind of like, you just not realizing that you don't have payment cards. Like, when did that happen? So nobody said anything. Everybody kind of in the group chat looking like, so then Leah says, well, if you feel like it's going to be like a financial strain, or you don't feel like you're going to be able to pull it off, maybe you should just stay home. Because I don't know if she was looking for somebody to say, don't worry about it, girl, we'll pay for you. And it's like, I don't know who's all been to Vegas before, but Vegas isn't like a really inexpensive place. It can get expensive to go to Vegas, and it can get expensive to stay in Vegas, and it can get expensive to hang out in Vegas. So it's like, if you gotta pay for yourself, that's one thing, but to have to carry another person, you need to stay back. Okay. So nobody said nothing after that. We just kind of like, so in my mind, I'm just kind of already breaking up her amount of the hotel and divvying it up amongst basically 4 people, because I'm thinking she's not coming. So in my mind, I'm trying to think about how much money I need to give Leah, because either way it go, we still got to pay her this money back for, this hotel. So the day of the trip, okay, Everybody's flying out from their respective airports. Okay. We arrived and she says, okay, well, I can pick everybody up from the airport. You going? Didn't you say you had no? Did you say you had no money? So again, I'm not questioning it because see, this is the thing. These are grown women we talking about, okay? So I'm not in the business of trying to tell a grown woman how she should operate or, oh, you got your money right? Because somebody with common sense, you would think, would know to stay back if they didn't, or something. So she was just like, whenever everybody fly in, I can come get y'all from the airport because I'm driving in. We said, all right, cool, I guess. But it's still this elephant in the room because Leah does not have her money for the hotel. So it's like this kind of like an awkward silence. So the first person that flew into Vegas was Camille. So Haley picks up Camille and, they was kind of just kicking it. And then maybe about like an hour later, me and Leah flew in together. We flew into Vegas. And so then Haley would have to come back and get us too. So she came back and got us. And then we end up, because that's what it was. So when Camille flew in, her and Haley had to kind of just kick it because nobody could check into the hotel until Leah got there because it was in her name. So when we arrived, then we were able to go to the hotel and, check in. And so there was this discrepancy about the rooms. I don't remember what that was. That's between Leah and front desk. I forgot what popped off with that. It ended up getting resolved. It was something along the lines of they didn't have our rooms available, and which didn't make sense because we paid cash for the rooms already. So it wasn't like you reserved it and you ain't have our money. It was more so we paid for it, we reserved it, we should have rooms. They got to figure it out. I don't really remember all the logistics of that situation, but I do remember that there was a discrepancy with the rooms. So cool. So at that point, Leah's already kind of like annoyed. So we get upstairs to the hotel room. It's nice, it's got little balconies, a little one bedroom, and we had a pull-out bed, we had a little kitchen. It was cool, a typical suite in a hotel, wasn't none of just. Once we got there, Leah says, okay, let's handle that money. We all looking like. So then Haley says, well, I don't have it. On my way here, I lost this, I lost that, and I wasn't able to get this, and I wasn't able to get that, and I just, I'm only here, only got this much in cash, and blah, 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 blah. Leah's looking at Haley like,
what the fuck that got to do with me?
Where's my money? So long story short, she kind of, I won't say she let it go, but because we were there to have a good time, I think she still was feeling irritated, like, okay, girl, like, so you here and you still ain't got no money? Because like I said, I didn't think nothing about it, because I'm thinking, well, if somebody decides they're gonna go to somewhere like Vegas, maybe they got it figured out. But me and Camille looking at each other like, so you don't have money and you here, child? Okay, so they let it go, because then Sky arrives. So Sky, flies in, and then we all go. Well, I didn't go get her. I think actually Haley went to go get her by herself, because she's only with the car, so ain't no point of us all going. So in the back in the room, we trying to get dressed and try to figure out what we're gonna wear when they get back. But I could tell that Leah's kind of feeling like this, So they get back. Of course, Sky comes in high energy.
Yeah, turn up, with some bitch.
Like, hey, turn up. You know how females get when we on a vacation together. We just be so lit, and we got liquor, so we taking shots. We trying to get it popping. We trying to get our night. You understand me? We trying to get activated, okay? So, I'm trying to remember what exactly we did during the day. I feel like all we did was we kind of just threw them some comfortable shoes and just walked the strip, just to get a feel for what was going on the strip. Like, we didn't really had no plans early in the day, because the plans really didn't start to the next day. The next day was when all the parties. We had tickets to Chris Brown's party at Dre's, and then Leah and Sky were able to secure tickets to Fab's pool party at Tao, but me and Camille couldn't get tickets because I think we waited too late to buy them, and by the time we went, they were sold out. And then we don't know what happened with Haley. Like, I don't know what happened with her. So that night we get there, we walking around, we got our little yardsticks. But if you've ever been to Vegas, you know what a yardstick is. This is like this big, huge like drink. It's like a yardstick, yeah, and it's about $12 to $20, and it's filled with liquor, and you just walk around the strip and you drink it until you get drunk or just get lit. So, we do that. So then we go get a little bit of food. Oh! Can't miss this. So after we walk around a little bit, mind you, like I said, we all got yardsticks. I have no idea how Haley got her yardstick. Okay, so 'cause I didn't pay for it. I don't recall nobody else doing it. So I don't know how that happened. Keep that in mind, okay? Remember that. Note it. So we all decided that we was going to go to Hard Rock Cafe for dinner. So we go there. Again, Haley is ordering all types of stuff. Like, me and Sky and Camille and Leah, we ordering hurricanes and whatever the hell we want to order because we got money. Okay? So, I mean, we do what we want to do. But for somebody that don't have no cash, I'm trying to figure out how you plan on funding this. So, like I said, I didn't question her because all you need to know is that I'm not paying for it. Okay, that's the first moral of the story is Tisha ain't paying for it. Okay, so when the bill comes, she kind of looking around as if like you expecting somebody to cover you. Who's gonna cover? Who's covering you? Because nigga, you ordering steaks? You ordering drinks? Fettuccine Alfredo? You ordering appetizers? And you ain't got no money? Who covering you? And if you were gonna do that, you probably should have asked somebody ahead of time before you got to doing all that. So she looking around, we just kind of looking like. But I do remember her saying that she had a little bit of cash on her, like $100 in cash. So I guess when she realized that none of us was budging, she just ended up having to break into that cash. I don't remember none of us paying for that meal, but I do remember her ordering all that. But then after having said she didn't have debit card or whatever payment card she needed to operate in Vegas. Okay, so because let me say this. I'm the type of person where I carry cash and debit cards and credit cards. Like I carry all types of payment cards or payment methods because some places don't take cash, some places don't take card. And I just don't want to be stuck out bad because you only got one way to pay for something. So at this point in time, I don't think Cash App was a thing. I don't remember Cash App being like, I don't remember. I really don't think it was because I feel like Cash App came later in life. I could be wrong, but I don't remember Cash App being a thing back then. So that wasn't like nothing that came up. So when we leave Hard Rock Cafe, we go back to the room because we don't have any plans tonight. Tonight is not the night like for us to really be kicking it because the majority of our plans start on the very next day, which would have been, I want to say that was a Saturday. I feel like we flew in on a Friday, and Saturday was a day where everything was gonna start busting. Okay, but this particular night, it wasn't like you couldn't find somewhere to go. You just had to be willing to walk to find somewhere to go. So we did. The problem is, we had on heels. We weren't trying to go too far, but we walked the strip for as long as we could. So we ended up going to. We tried One Oak wasn't talking about nothing. We tried Tao. Snoop Dogg had a party at Tao. And we were going to get in, but something was going on with the admission. I can't remember if they were saying that. Oh, man, I can't remember what they were saying. Something. I don't remember if it was we weren't willing to pay what they wanted at the door, or if it was they said only so many of us can go in for a certain amount of money. It was something weird as to why we didn't go to Tao. By the time we leave Tao and we try to go to. Let me take that back. We went to Tao first, and when we left Tao, which was in, I want to say the Venetian. Don't quote me. I want to say it's in the Venetian Hotel. But then after that, we walked across the street to them, and that's where One Oak was. And somehow Haley got drunk. I don't know how Haley got drunk. I don't know if it was because of the liquor we had. Nobody was drunk yet. Like everybody was kind of just like lit a little bit, but But after you do so much walking, we wasn't lit no more. We was irritated. Like, okay, I'm ready to sit down somewhere. We got these heels on. So we ended up going across to Mirage. And the only reason why I remember that is because we took pictures in front. And I hate the fact that I don't have receipts from this trip anymore. At this point in time, I had an Android. Boo, I know, right? But I don't have any pictures or any receipts, any group chat text or nothing from this trip to be able to show you. It's like, you gotta take my word for it. But anyway, I remember going to the Mirage because the Mirage had this like scenery where it was really pretty. Like, you could take pictures. It was really good scenery for taking pictures. Okay, it was giving photo shoot. So we were there, and then when we went in, we were trying to go to One Oak, but One Oak wasn't talking about nothing. Like, because Khloe Kardashian or Keeping Up with the Kardashians was shooting in One Oak, something like that. They wanted to like hike the price up. We was like, no, it ain't that deep. So we left, and we ended up going back to the hotel. So we weren't tripping because we had plans the next day. So we just kind of like, whatever. So cool. Day 1 down. Day 2, we wake up early. We getting dressed. We getting ready to go to breakfast. So we all getting dressed. Haley is the type of person that just took forever to do everything. Like, it took her forever to do her hair, took her forever to do her makeup, took her forever to get dressed. It just take forever and a day to do everything. Okay, so because we all got up early, you know, it's like, to me, if you know you take a long time to do certain stuff, you need to be the first one up because you know you take the longest. But she was just like, well, because by the time we all got dressed, we was like, we starving, we hungry, we want to get our day started, we out. So we was just like, when we find somewhere to eat, we'll text you and you can just meet us. She's like, oh, okay. So we left her at the room. Now keep in mind, there's that elephant in the room because Leah still ain't got her money. Of course, that's the conversation walking to the breakfast spot. That like, where's she getting his money from? Like, you said you ain't got no payment cards, and everybody's like watching closely because Camille's like, I'm trying to make sure that bitch ain't got like no debit card, no credit card, and we just, you know, trying to sneak it on the slide. And I'm like, no, she don't, because I've been watching. And then when she paid at the restaurant, it was cash in there. She's like, oh, okay. So I did pay attention to that. So we end up deciding to go to Hash House of Go-Go, right? And so once we got seated, well, actually, it was a wait. So I texted her like, hey, I'm thinking if I text her now, then she can walk down, and then you know, by the time we get seated, she'll be good. So we texted her, and she never did say nothing back. So by the time we got seated, they was like, did Haley text back? And I was like, she didn't say nothing back. So we ate, we laughed, we had our mimosas and drinks, and then we, you know, went about our day. Now, this is the day where Fab has his pool party at Tao, and only Sky and Leah got tickets. So, you know, me and Camille was just like, we just gonna kick it. You know, we good. So they go to Venetian, they go to the Tao's pool party. And we just kicked it on the strip. We done went to the liquor store and got us some more 1800. We done filled up our yardsticks with some more liquor. And that particular day was the day that I got my nose Vegas. So that's a little fun fact about Tisha. I got my nose pierced in Vegas. I don't know if it hurt because I was drinking before I got it done. So it's like, I guess it did because they said I flinched. But I really don't remember, to be honest with you. So when people ask if doing nose piercing hurt, I really can't tell you because I really kind of don't know. So anywho, I got my nose pierced on some drunk stuff, and Camille got her belly. We were just out on all. We was having a good time. So we walk in the strip. We going to different places. We getting yardsticks. We meeting new people. We met some guys. They said they was gonna be at Marquee. We was like, well, we gonna be at Dre's. You know, we just having a good time. So when all that's all said and done, Sky and Leah are done with the pool party. We meet them outside of Venetian, and it was like, yeah, it was a good time. We had fun. You know, they took pictures. It looked like it was fun. So after that, we decide, you know, I think we ended up getting a few drinks ourselves with them, and then we ended up going back to the room because this particular night, Chris Brown had a party at Dre's, and that's what we all had tickets to that party. All right. So meanwhile, while all this is happening, we never heard from Haley. We kind of got worried. Everybody was calling her like, you know, where you at? So I want to say either Sky or Camille got a hold of her on the phone. She's like, oh, I'm kicking it with my cousins or some stuff. And we was like, girl, what? So we was like, wait, annoyed because it's like you came here with us. So you kicking it with some people that don't have nothing to do with the girls trip? Like, why?
Better talk to her before I do, because I'm hurt her feelings.
honey, I don't know. So we didn't worry about it. We was like, well, you do know that we got tickets to the Chris Brown party tonight, and you know, we about to go home and get dressed now. She said, okay, cool, I'll be back to get dressed. So we go back home, we turning on music, we taking shots, we getting, you know, getting dressed, getting ready for our night. And so we getting ready to head out. Haley still ain't back. Girl. So at this point, we like, forget it. We not waiting on her. She wants to just meet us at the club because we're gone. So we text her like, yo, you know, we dressed, we got our makeup done. We head into Dre's now. So whenever you get, like, hopefully you getting dressed where you at or something, because we getting ready to go to Dre. So we leave, we go to Dre's. Boom. Well, the problem is Sky purchased Haley's ticket too, right? The only way Sky could get in, take that back. Sky purchased Haley's ticket. But because Haley wasn't with her, that would mean Sky would have to go back downstairs and get Haley because the ticket was attached to Sky's order. So at first they didn't want to let him in. At first they was just, because what we was gonna do, we was gonna sell the ticket, but then I don't think they was gonna let us do that because it was like a name attached to it. So there wasn't really a way for you to like sell the ticket. So we called her like, you need to get here because you holding us up pretty much. So Sky was able to get in, but then when Haley got there, she called Sky and was like, well, I'm here. So Sky had to go all the way downstairs. And like, I don't know if you ever, like, for those of you never been to Dre's is a huge nightclub. And the way you get up into Dre's is you gotta go up these escalators to get like actually in the club. And then even when you get into the club, it's like a lot of tricks and turns, like just because of the way the club is set up. So that would mean like we kind of had to like stay stationary so that when Sky goes down to get Haley, when she comes back up with her, we will all be together. So she goes down to get her. Now, mind you, we had been in Dre's for about a cool hour. Like that means it took her all that time to get dressed, do her makeup, and then finally get to Dre's. Like it was just ridiculous. It was so like annoying. By this time of the trip, this is only day 2, and everybody is so freaking annoyed with Haley. Like Haley is like blowing everybody because you don't have your hotel money. First off, you missing everything that we doing together. You've missed it. You didn't go to breakfast with us. You went on the strip with us. You didn't do nothing with us. And now we at this club where this should have been the one thing we all would have been there together. Not only are you not there with us, but you're late. Like, and then somebody got to go down there and get you and bring you back. Girl, it was just entirely too. So Sky goes down and she comes back up. So we looking at her like, where's Haley? She's like, she was just behind me. Y'all, this when things get wild. So we looking around because I'm thinking, you know, like I said, remember, Dre's is a huge club, right? It's not a small club. It's a huge nightclub. So I'm thinking that between them walking from downstairs to where we are, a crowd could have, you know, people get mixed in the crowd. You don't know where people went. So we looking around and we don't see her. So like, we are literally walking around this club, like looking for this girl. Y'all, Camille must have said, ain't that her up there? So like, the way Dre's is set up is like, the main floor is like the dance floor. There are some like VIP tables, but they for like smaller parties. The VIP like sections are like second floor. Like you can see them, like if you look up, you can see like all the sections. So when we're looking up, and then like the stage faces there's a big stage that actually has VIP sections on them too, but it's mainly for people with the real deal money. So, but if you get up on the second floor, you gotta have some money too. But that's where the VIP sections were. So Camille looked up and was like, "That's her up there, right?" A VIP section. Girl, what? So we get in the group chat like, bro, like you gotta a plug on a VIP section. You ain't get your girls.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
So she was like, oh, well, let me ask him if y'all can come up. Bro, are you serious? So she asked, and the funny thing is, I don't think she realized that we could see her. Like, we can see her texting us like this. But when she said, let me ask him, she never did turn to ask him. So then she texts us back and was like, oh, he said the booth is too full. Wow. So, Camille got in the group text and went nuts. I really wish I had receipts from that group text, because she was like, you know what? I'm gonna paraphrase. I don't remember like word for word, but I'm just gonna paraphrase it for you. But she was like, you know what, bitch, you've been fucked up this whole trip. This whole trip, you've been on some other stuff, on some bogus stuff, and we've been putting up with it. Ain't nobody said nothing. You basically staying in our hotel for free because you didn't pay your share of it, and we basically putting you up for free. And now you rolling around with this dude, that dude, whoever else, and you ain't even kicking it with us. So like at this point, you more so teacher's friend than you are my friend, and I ain't effing with you. So everybody was kind of like, "Ooh." She basically said what everybody was feeling. Fuck you, bitch. Pretty much. And she's like, now you basically in the VIP section. And who goes to a VIP section and don't bring their girls up? Like, you wouldn't even been in a club if one of us didn't come down there and get you. So the nerve and audacity of you to go to a VIP section, because if that's the case, then you could have had them pay for you to get up in here, and you could have got them to come get you. But you needed Sky to get you in because she had your ticket. The nerve of you to have her do that just for you to run off and go to a VIP with somebody don't nobody know nothing about, that you may have just met, may or may not, but either way go. It wasn't like we was invited to VIP. It wasn't like you came and got us. So we irritated. Like at this point, we didn't have to light up some stuff. We had to get us some drinks. Like we like, dog, like this, she is like blowing this whole trip. So we met these guys. They had a little section. I think they was from the UK. You know, they invited us over. That's cool. But, you know, at this point, Chris Brown about to get on the stage. So we kind of, in a way, forgot about it because Chris Brown was so turned up. Like, we was all having a good time. Like I said, I don't have any videos or pictures to show you, like, this trip. I wish I did, but I don't anymore. But once the, like, because Dre's don't let out at 2. They let out, like, maybe 4, 5, something like that. Then they got after hour spot. So after the club let out, we all leave. We changed because I had my flats in my purse. So when we got outside, it's like that reality kicked back in. Like, did she really just do us like that? Like, are you for real? So we all going in. Now I'm kind of annoyed because I'm like, dog, I really don't want to talk about this right now because I still do really want to enjoy my vacation. But I understand why everybody's upset because you really are being inconsiderate at this point. So we go home. We just like, forget it, you know. We get in our bed clothes. Now, there's a room that has a bed. Sky and Leah had that room. Me and Camille was sleeping out in the living room on a pull-out bed, pretty much. So we sleep. Next thing you know, somebody come through the door. And I knew it was Haley because she's the only one that had a key. I hate that we gave her a card. We really shouldn't have gave her no card. Like that would have really like cut a lot of this out. But because really nobody should have if you really think about it, nobody should have had a card that didn't pay. Like, you know, but at the time we really wasn't, I don't think we were really thinking about it like that. But now the way I'm like me in this age, in this day and age, that's how you ain't put no money in, you don't get no key card. So she comes to the hotel room and like I'm hearing like niggas. I'm hearing like haha, like, and it sounds like it's like at least 3 or 4. At least. I ain't saying it was 3. I'm saying it was at least 3 or 4. Now they clanking shots. I'm hearing like liquor bottles clanking. Now, mind you, it's pitch black in the living room because we sleep. But I see Camille head lift up and I look at her like. And so like we ain't even really like dressed for real. Like, you know, when you go on a trip with girls, like you be sleeping in like t-shirt and underwear or barely anything really. Now we got these niggas in here just like, dog, like you didn't even. So I kept my head down. To be honest with you, I really didn't know what was going on. So I was just like, I'm just gonna keep my head down. I'm just gonna try to figure out what the hell they about to do. So it sounded like she may have grabbed a couple things, maybe because they turned on the kitchen light so they could see us. But we were like, the way we were in the living room, it was a little bit darker, so they couldn't stare like right into us. But that's what I'm saying. It was inconsiderate because we were in the living room sleeping. She turned on lights and clanking shot glasses and liquor bottles, and they laughing and all this crap. And it lasted for about at least 30, 40 minutes. Okay. And then she finally left with them. They all left. So You know, the next morning. And I know she was probably like on 10 because Camille got like really went off on her in the group chat, but you can't really blame her for that. She deserved that. So the next day, everybody was on 20, especially Camille. Like Camille was just like, that B brought these niggas up in here when, you know, they could have did anything to us. They could have robbed us, anything. We didn't know who they was. You ain't need to call and ask if it was okay, if we were sleeping. You know, none of that. Like, you didn't do none of that. And not only that, you didn't even put in on this room for you to even be trying to bring nobody up in here. So, again, here go another day. We ended up going to another pool party at SLS. We still didn't see her. We ended up going to breakfast. Actually, we went to breakfast at SLS, and then we turned and went to the pool party at SLS, and it was like blazing hot. At this point in time, I want to say it was actually Memorial Day weekend. Memorial Day. Nope. When it was Sunday. We went to SLS. And then we went to Fremont. Like, we had a whole day. Like, we went to not skydiving. What are you talking about? Zip lining. We went to, like I said, we went to SLS. And then my cousin was there. We met her at Tile Pool Club or whatever. So, you know, we had like a whole day of things to do. And so we was just chilling. We had a good time. So then, still ain't see her. Whatever. We used to it now. I want to say the very next day, actually, that was Memorial Day. I'm getting my day. I'm trying to, don't quote me on like the actual days, but I do remember the actual day of Memorial Day. We was at SLS. The very next day, we was getting ready to leave. Like, that was our last day. So we left. Never did see her. She never said bye. She never said nothing. We just didn't see her. I want to say Leah flew out before us because she was going back to her home state. Me, Camille, and Sky was flying out kind of close to around each other, and we was flying with the same airline, just going different places. So we went to the airport together. But we went to like this someplace. It kind of reminded me of a Texan. When we had food and we just played some slots and we was just kicking it, you know, because that was the last time we was there. Everybody's kind of just talked about what happened. Everybody just made in their mind that they was done with her. Like, you know, they didn't want to be her friend no more, and that if nothing else, they would never ever travel with her. So we end the trip, and then we end up going back to our respective places. The next day, she gets in the group text, and she's like, I feel like there was some animosity, and, you know, I'm sorry if I had any ill will, and da-da-da-da-da. And then Leah was like, yeah, but I still ain't get my money. So this apology means nothing.
I'm gonna have to fuck you up, Smokey. Playing with my money is like playing with my emotion.
And Camille was like, that's bogus. You could say that apology because you waited till we all got back to Michigan and want to say something. Like, you should have did that while we walked, not Michigan. You waited till we all got back to our homes to say something. With that being said, you should have said something when we all was there. It don't matter what you said now. Like, who cares? So it was just a big argument in the group text, and everybody was just pretty much wrote her off. Like, never again. So that situation happened. We never, ever traveled with her ever again. That wasn't no lie. We never went anywhere else with her ever again. If we went on the trip, we never invited her. Because of what happened in Vegas. The moral of the story is, you know, people be showing you who they are in the beginning. And it's like, really, as soon as she told us about that money thing in the group text, we really should just made our own plans. Like, yo, you know, when we get there, if she ain't got the money, she gotta go somewhere. She gotta find somewhere to go, you know. But it's because you be friends with people and you be trying to look out for people, and you don't be want to do people in any kind of way. But it's like, really, if you give people an inch, they gonna definitely take them out. So she definitely shouldn't have had her own room key. And we definitely should have like put our foot down. Like, yo, if you ain't kicking it with us, you need to stay. You can come get your stuff and stay with whoever. We really should have did her like this. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, we didn't. It's just a lesson learned. But there's a plot twist to this too. Let's fast forward maybe like 6 months after this trip. She ends up talking to my homeboy. And my homeboy calls me. He says, Tish, you went to Vegas recently? I said, I don't know, about 5 months ago I did. Why, what's up? He said, Haley said, all y'all went out. She had to pay for all y'all. Bro, who said that?
Who had been saying that?
Who said that?
Who said that? Who said that?
I She said she had to do what? She said y'all went to Vegas and she had to cover all y'all. I said, bro, this chick was out in Vegas with no money, dog. Never paid my friend for the hotel. Could barely pay for herself to eat. Realized that we wasn't going and we wasn't paying for none of that stuff she had to do. Find somebody else that she can leech off of. We never saw her the rest of the trip. Gets to Dre's on our ability again. Couldn't get in without us. Gets in VIP with some people that we don't know. I don't know how she knew these people, but because she was leeching and being an opportunist, she was up there with them and left us downstairs like we ain't the ones that got her in there. Brought a bunch of folks to the hotel room that nobody knew nothing about, nobody ever met before, making a whole lot of noise in a room that let me remind you, you didn't pay for, and then just up and left. I was like, we flew back to our respective homes, never knowing where she was at, who she was with, nothing. I said, and furthermore, to add the insult to injury, flew back to our respective homes where Leah never got her money for that hotel. That's most important. He said, wow. I said, yeah, so I know everybody got their own version of the story, but that's bogus. Like, that's way too outlandish. So, yeah, that's how that went. That was a very wild vacation. Every girl trip ain't gotta be like that, though. Like, you know, I've had girl trips that was actually, they was all right. They was straight. It was better than that. It weren't great, but it was better than that. But I just hope that if you're watching this story time or this moral of the story segment, that just be mindful who you traveling with, man. Like, you know, sometimes you be friends with people and you be thinking they cool. They do be cool, but they just not people you could travel outside the state with. So yeah, I hope that, you know, hopefully you guys can evaluate your friends and your circles. And if y'all going on y'all first vacation, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all up front now to let people know, have your money. If you don't have your money right now, you ain't gonna have it right then. So we just asking you that if you think you need to stay back, stay back.
If you ain't got no money, take your broke ass home.
Because ain't nobody paying for nobody. And if you don't know how to be a people person, you really don't need to be going on vacation with nobody. Like, certain stuff you just don't do when you go on group vacations, like wandering off by yourself with people nobody know nothing about, stuff like that. You know, don't do that. Don't be that person. Okay. Hey, yo, I'm Tisha. This was my first segment of Moral of the Story, Volume 1. Leave broke folks at home. All right. Again, let me say it for you again. Leave broke folks at home. Okay. So with that being said, listen, I try to do this every week for you. I can't promise you a moral of the story every week. I got a lot of moral of the stories, but I can't promise you one every week because this is just a segment of the podcast. I do want to kind of talk about other things, but yeah, I have stories for days. So you will get more moral of the stories if this is the type of content that you like. Okay. So I thank you for tuning in. First things first, before you leave, make sure you subscribe to this channel, like or comment. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at _IamTishaOfficial and or Lipstick Diaries Podcast. Okay. Either or is completely fine with me, but that's how you find me. I'm always doing something. I'm always somewhere. I'm always with somebody. Okay, so make sure you hit me up. I love to hear from you. If you liking this podcast, let me know. I like feedback. So that being said, I will see you guys next week. Bow.